The winner of the 2024 Solar Builder Project of the Year 100 kilowatt to 1 megawatt category, as voted on by the readers, is the Camino Real Mobile Estates solar project in Lathrop, California. This 419 kilowatt ground mount installation is helping a vibrant mobile home community in Northern California save on its energy bills. However, because of the lack of suitable rooftop space and challenging terrain surrounding the area, the project team had to get creative with the installation. Here to talk about the project are Adam Brescia, National Account Manager with Terrasmart, and Roman Black, President of Solar Gain, and John Roosh, Commercial Project Manager at Solar Gain.
Solar Builders 2024 Project of the Year awards are sponsored by Aurora Solar. Learn more at aurorasolar.com.
How did this project with the Camino Real Mobile Estates come about, and what was the driving force behind it?
The Camino Real project was first introduced to us by the soon-to-be property owners. They reached out to us before acquiring this mobile home park, and they were interested in exploring how they could have a more affordable mobile home park by using solar energy to power the park, which is a master metered mobile home park, which is in the PG&E district. They were in the acquisition process right at the NEM2 deadlines, and so there was a big scramble to figure out how to apply for a project with a new owner before they, right as they were taking ownership of the facility, and the names were still in the other tenants' bills. So for those of us who went through that NEM2 sunset period in California, figuring out how to get non-standard projects through the application process when everybody was scrambling, an adventure, to say the least.
I understand there are some logistical challenges in terms of the location and the topography. Can you talk about some of those technical challenges of installing the solar array, and how did the project team overcome that?
Originally, this project was slated to be a canopy project on a parking lot that was going to get built over the retention basin. The owners went through about a year of planning, conditional planning approvals, civil engineering drawings to figure out if they could put retention tanks underneath the parking lot. And the plan was to do carports to provide covered parking storage for their residents there. And after going through extensive public hearing with the county, they declined their request for the opportunity to build the carports because of the use didn't match the function of the property, and the cost of the underground retention basins made the project unfeasible. We had our applications in with NEM2. We had to keep our existing system sizes. We couldn't change those very much, but we were able to redesign the system through the help of Terrasmart to still use this retention basin that was a very tight space for the capacity of the system we needed.
It's a small area, which can be tight to work in. We were trying to design a flat plane system so that the leading edge of the modules would always maintain a certain clearance height over the max flood height of the retention basin. And in order to do that, shooting elevations across a basin that varied in elevations across its east and west axis was fairly challenging. As the name implies, it's a retention basin, so water collects in the bottom. So during construction, we had to apply construction matting to the bottom of the basin to allow our equipment to move around without sinking or getting stuck in the soils. We had some challenges regarding the foundation design. Typically, we can utilize a geotech report to design the foundations for a project like this, but the soil conditions were problematic within their capacities, where we were initially thinking that we were going to need concrete. But we were able to go back to the site and do an on-site pole test with our installation equipment, and our engineers reviewing the data were able to make a driven pile solution work, which really benefited the cost of the project overall.
John, I was wondering if you could maybe touch on, from a project management standpoint, some of the challenges that you guys encountered with this project.
To begin with, I kudos to Adam and his team, because it was absolutely a difficult process for them to have to put in all the columns and getting everything lined out. We had the same problems that Adam did in terms of just getting around to doing the final wiring for the system, but keeping everything above grade so that it's above the floodplain. That was a key thing for everyone all the way around, and we were able to do that with the system.
Coincidentally, when we did our geotech for this project, the December prior to the project commencing, I think the water table is at 13 feet below grade, which was right at our pier depth. When we went to start construction, there was about 6 inches of water standing in the basin.
It's always a matter of the fact that the aquifer is actually going down and we're losing water. We'll hear of all times they had a huge snowpack, and so the aquifer kept filling up more so. So in December and January, where you might have expected to have some water down there, there wasn't any when they did the pull test. And then when we started construction, all of a sudden the water started percolating up. Normally it would not be very much water, but there was quite a bit more than we expected.
We worked to do some pumping to try to evacuate the water, and it kept coming back. So ultimately we were working within the retention water, which made it challenging. We couldn't get our standard scissor lifts in there. Famous last words of the facility manager: "Oh, that basin has never had water standing in it. You'll be fine." In 30 years of working here, I've never seen water actually stay in that for more than a day or two. So don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
What would you say is the benefit of this project to the mobile home park and the community at large?
We're in an energy community, so that was a benefit to the park. Being in Lathrop, it's a industrial area surrounded by Stockton metropolitan. They have low air quality from all their industrial history over there, lots of industrial manufacturing. And so as a whole, this project, is contributing to the betterment of their air quality. Further, it reduces the operating cost of the park for the owners, helping them to, have more resources available for their community to provide improvements, give back to the residents there.
Do you have any sort of, closing comments or want to add anything?
I'd just like to say that it's an honor to be selected for this award, and Solar Gain's been working hard to grow and develop. We like to call ourselves the DEPCOM. It's a new term we came up with. It's a development, EPC, and then O&M. So we're kind of a small scale integrator. We help conceptualize the design, develop the project, design and engineer it. We built it with our teams, and then we'll continue to be the ongoing operation and maintenance for the community there. We've been in business since 2008, so this is kind of a feather in our cap to show that how we've improved and grown as a company, and that we're able to build these complicated projects successfully and within time and budget. This was a really good project for us.